I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 16, Wednesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So we talked about either up or down from yesterday. It was kind of penning, flagging, very suspect with higher highs and liquidity and lower lows liquidity. The gapped, and then I said in the community post that this is possibly a big sign of being weak and order flow down. Sure enough, that was. Powell didn't push it up, it pushed it down. So this is the right flow, but I was in and out before even the day kind of even did what it did in a way. But took the main trades, which was pushing up to wipe liquidity, breakout levels, because we already did that here at 9:30, and then taking a sell down to get closer to this lower low. So I was out early, but beautiful. If I'm mentioning this in the video, so I made this video on the 11th. Remember, this is the 16th. So the 11th, which was whenever that day was, we talked about popping up, right? And then from here, before we even did all this, right, we popped up, we squeezed out, and then the idea was to come back down. So that double top did play and called that. But here's the thing, this told on itself, right? This was the deciding factor of, okay, are we going to keep going up? Are we going to come down? So 3 days, look at the previous 3 days and 4 days liquidity, got that low, and that low I was mentioning, right? So the 3 days above were here. Obviously, we came down, right? So how do we play that? To keep this, man, so much fire here. There's going to be really fire here. But real quick, let's see here. So we gapped down, and then we made a low, and we foundation low here in London, pretty much in Asia, London, right? And then the retracement from measuring that high to that, I'm on this 15-minute over here. The 2 to 2.5 is here. They came up already in London and didn't even hit 50% of the sealment of the gap, right? Was it 50% level? I never even checked it. Looks like it is. Real close. Right there. Boom. So 2 to 2.5 is right there. You see that? So we already have that. So I'm looking at this as lower low and lower high, right? So in the general gist, I'm trying to make another lower high to lower low and catch that, right? So that'll frame this. Also, what will help frame the midnight level, and then I was talking about yesterday, if you understand that, you know, we want to see this gauge. So we were left with the video here. I said, well, we want to see this gauge of this bearish imbalance here. We want to see it up or down, and sure enough, we already gapped down. So coming down to this next bearish imbalance, if you measured this here, when we first bought here on Monday, that was at that 1 and 1.5, and I said, you know, if it's going to come down now, we came to the 2 to 2.5. They already did that, and they did that for me already, right? So I'm seeing this at 9:30, and that'll preface everything else. And then I was talking about that area. I remember this area right here, this little black hole right here. Sure enough, they didn't hit it by a hair, but it didn't matter. And let me transfer over back to here. So we pushed up a retracement area. That's a lower high. I'm looking at it like, and then and the issue today obviously is, are we going to seal this gap or not? But I had a very strong feeling, and being it that they only came up halfway, that we weren't going to come back up here. Not now. We were going to come back for new lower lows to come lower. So wasn't really any type of holding any buys mentally here. But so once I said all that, and we're knocking underneath the gap. So the purple in the gap, and then so this is just overlaid. This red right here is today's gap. So it's not. So it's from here to here, right? It's just overlapping with the purple in the background, obviously. So X marks the spot kind of thing, right? And we see that here in at right here at the London whatever. So measuring this was a little bit weird, but measuring just the top candle, and you can see that when we're selling down into here, now 9:30 is here. Now why would I take a buy here if I'm selling and I'm trying to be bearish? Well, number one, these were easy lower highs. Number two, this 8:30 was so easy. I was like, damn, they got into that little gap right there. You can see this. This is not like hard to see, right? I'm trying to fit everything in here. It's going to be hard to do that, man. So, but you I'm talking about this gap right here, right? I left it alone. Sure enough, they broke, and then they slithered right here. When they broke here, they slithered right here, right? And it was so easy to sell this. But I'm not chasing. I'm going to wait for 9:30 today. And then we get the lower highs here. Too easy. So for me, when the price is here at 9:30, why am I taking this buy? And they didn't fucking let me get filled, by the way. But I got in again. Right here. Look, what's this? This is a breakout level right here. See this? See this candle over here on the 15-minute? See that? See how we busted through? So I got this highlighted here. I expect to use this. I expect to use this maybe later as an inversion. But we're already coming in and we hitting it, right? And then with the measurement here, you could see that. Look at the 2 level. And look at the low that it made at 9:30. This was my deciding factor of, oh, it's just a little wick. It's just going to wick down real quick. Fanning, look at the 3, and then immediately push up. Why am I trying to push up for number 1? It's the fake move. I'm trying to push up, so I'm trying to get these guys, because we just came to wipe out these guys, right? So it's a breakout level, right? -2 hits it perfect. Okay, so then now that you understand that, I'm trying to take this buy up there. Let me show you this, just to show you the logic of no matter what was going on today, I'm in sync with what I expect it to do, even if it's a shakeout. So I have no intention to come up here in the gap here. Okay, let's just put it like that, because we've already came to a 2 to 2.5. Now this lower high, I'm trying to project down to get into here, but remember we just hit the 2 already. Then this wicks this and starts to push up hard. I pushed the buy button to get filled, never got filled. I ended up getting filled up here first, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? That was the first time. So I pushed up right here, squeezed them out, immediately swung back. So that's a very possible for a higher high and a higher low and a higher high and a higher low and another high, which is another drive. That's what I'm doing. And then when I got messed up and stopped out, this candle came down. I was trying to buy this because it's sitting inside this bearish imbalance. And then by the time I got filled, it was right here, dude. And I was like, bro, I have to hold this because I'm trying to get in where? Very obvious. And the ranges were on the smaller, not ranges were smaller stuff, but you kind of want to be careful and go for the 50 to 100 points movement of range. And that's kind of like what I'm doing here. So you can see the that made a drive 1, and then that was a drive 2, and then I'm holding for drive 3. Drive 3 is getting into where? It's a breakout level. Very simple. Very simple. That's why this is bouncing off that breakout level here. Yes, there is this level here too, but they're still coming in lower for the one below that. So anyways, basic price action, oversold, pushing up, want to see an overbought. And then what do you got? The bottom 25% of the opening range gap is pretty large. So I'm not expecting to keep going. I'm just expecting to come up here and tag close to this as much as I can with this breakout level right here. See that? This whole area here. See this? See how it rushes right through? Bro, I mean, this was too easy. This was a controller price for the moment right here, and then just made the leg down. I'm looking for move 1. I'm involved with now move 1. Okay, so if that's the flow for me, the rest of the day, it gets changed a little bit. So hope you'll see in a second what I mean. But anyways, beautiful 3 drives. Proud of myself. They fucked me twice on the fucking entry here, bro. I swear on my mother, I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. It is what it is, right? So then after that, what happens? Well, I just got done telling you we got drives up here, right? So what did they do? I got squeezed out. We tap. Okay, very carefully listen. We tapped. Well, we have that imbalance with the gap right here, right? But we tapped that 25% level right there first. We snapped at it. Like we literally mechanically just snapped right to that level. And I saw that. And I said, okay, I know what time it is. I tried to take this sell. Why? Because that could be drive 1. You see the wick. You can't really see it in this candle. That's wick 1. And then drive 2, and then I'm looking at drive 3. Okay, trying to catch this as a sell. Where am I going? Obviously, I'm trying to rush down for the liquidity here and even lower. Okay, but this is move 1. Where's my move 2? I'm basing this off of my next move 2 perfectly well, and then I get stopped out. Guess what happens? Then I get one more drive here. So this could be the 3 drives. So when we broke above this swing high right here with this wick, and then we came back down, that could be like a little shift of structure for a lower low to a lower high, right? And I understand that this is the real lower high up here, but we're, again, you're gonna get fuckery, right? Another reason why I'm gonna be kind of more done earlier today. I don't need to mess around with these people. And sure, and because also we do have this here. It doesn't mean it's not out of the picture. I really don't think it's going to happen. So if you saw me take the buy here and get out here, and now I'm selling here, that's very clear about what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to just make this lower low, lower high leg structure here to just then come down and then take this low out. That's exactly what the point is. So anyways, they got me there, but stick to the bias. Beautiful. Once it tagged as, you bitches. Okay, no problem. Immediately, I'm pushing sell. I end up getting filled when this candle opens and starts coming down. Right there, we had the midnight level underneath this low right here. See this? See, not low, but this level right here. That's the midnight level. I know this is like a prime area I'm looking at right here. Obviously, I'm very zoomed in on it. We tag into this lower half. I want to see the lower half of this imbalance be hit anyway. Plus, we are hitting that. Look at that low, dude. Look at that breakout level low. See that? So I'm literally trying to get there, right? So beautiful. What do I do? It comes down for a swing and a retrace. Beautiful. Holding it. My main target is coming below this low, but then I'm trying to squeeze it out to get lower. Hopefully we get bigger candles. But this trade gets done, have to take this profit. Then guess what do I do? Very, very, very specific. Very, very specific. I'm still holding for this. Now, yes, I want to come down here, okay? But guess what? I don't know if that's going to happen. And you want to do things in a way where you're smooth. And that means I'm not really trying to be 100% right. I'm just making sure that I take a good trade. This was more like a base hit. And sure enough, why am I taking this? Well, because this leg coming down, I'm getting the last drive here. So we already came underneath and we were still above, we were up here, right? We just had sealed that little 15-minute breakout level right there, right? When we hit this. So this retraces back beautifully where? This is now a breakout level. This is the same thing as that. Up here when we broke through and we came right back to it, that is exactly what I'm doing here. No difference. What am I doing? I'm catching the last ride. Oversold. Get it. Now I'm taking out this low. I'm taking the picture literally at that low. Now guess what? It could buy from this low above it, or it could buy below it, or it might not buy at all. It might just go straight through. And I'm trying to trail it down and get down, but this is a main target. And guess what? Now the measurement from that 1 to 1.5 that I have up there in that corner, remember I was talking about? I'm back at that 2 to 2.5. They hit this guy right here because this candle did not take out that low. So here is the weird structure. This is lower high up here. We drop for a lower low. That's a lower high. When we come back down, we have to take out that low over there to the far left to be a real lower low. It has all rights. If it does not, this is how they did it. If they did not take out this low, but they did take out this guy as a minimum, we end up buying from here. And we did not take out that low. And why is that? Because that's a lower high. That's just a low. It's not a lower low yet. So guess what? This can come all the way back and still be a fucking lower high. Am I going to be involved with that? Hell no. Why is that? Because I'm bearish. I don't want the price to be up here. I want it to go straight through. But guess what? We don't know if that's going to happen. And why? And you'll see how they did the rest of the day. But this is just gangster shit right here. Slightly tagged that guy because what's this guy right here? This lower high right here. See, we broke through and we came back up. So you thought that was the protective already, and they made sure to come back and snipe that guy right there. That's if I decided to take it there. Let's just say I already got out and I said, I was going to take a sell just to get it a little bit lower because I know the drives is moving down. Right? But boom, they get that guy. But that's the reason why I take it here. Because I'm already squeezing down here on the second trade. Right? So this move 1 and move 2. I don't expect this to be move 2 done and then start popping up. I'm trying to get lower to in here. So that's maybe helps you understand this. But this is a trade where you got to take this out. You take this and then boom, look at it, beautiful 3 candles coming down. And sure enough, you will see the fireness of right there. I'm literally getting this candle right here. I'm screenshotting it. And now, guess what? Why are you done? Well, you got a 2 to 2.5 right here, measuring this swing right here. And it's the you did what you came to do, right? And that's talking to me, obviously. And that's the whole point. Is that's how I'm supposed to be managing my shit, right? And you want the profit. Okay. Also, you had this first imbalance. You have to include a gap from the opening here and here. You can see right there. Well, you think we're above it, right? It's just the drives, and then we want to make another lower low, but then you can see a crossover right there. Look at this 945, just peaks right in halfway as a wick and doesn't even. It's gone, right? Sure enough, here's a swing. That's an entry as well. And then it's just the 3 drives down. Really 2, but well, this is still counted as a swing back. So you're just trying to catch these order flows, lower highs down. And then here, I'm not fucking with these people. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to resell it. I'm not trying to even buy it. Even though my system says, okay, this is move 1. This is move 2. Where's my move 3? Well, and the reason why I dropped the ball and didn't buy it was because more of being careful and because I don't want to take the trade. And why is that? Because we're right there at that low. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to buy it right here, bro. And look, obviously we came right back. But when they made number 3 and then pushed up, obviously the reason why I could possibly take this buy, look what they're doing now. Oh, these bastards. Reason why you want to take a buy possibly is because it's at that low, but at the same time, number 3 could push up just to come up and wipe out some of this liquidity from the sell that I was in. So obviously, what does that mean? Well, popping up above here, this retraced. If it doesn't keep going, then that's a buy. Again, another reason why I'm not fucking with it, but it is a buy. And it comes up for some drives up. Then you get the 3 drives up. So we're coming up to squeeze people to the left. I got the measured of these 2 down candles here. You can see the 1 and 1.5. It'd be nice to even trade it up to back into this first imbalance. You can see right there. You could, however you wanted to do it. Comes back to the midnight level. You can see when we do a shift here, sometimes you can count that as a drive, but generally speaking, if that was the thing that shifted it, you drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. Look at that. And then we end up getting this bullshit sideways. I've been done already, so it doesn't matter. I'm not, at this point, I would have liked this to have sold from here down for another leg, but guess what? I'm not going to do that because I know there's a possibility of coming back up to wipe out sellers. We have a lot of time until 1:30 before Powell starts talking or whoever was talking. Right. So, again, smart decisions. Again, could have bought it though. It wouldn't have been a bad decision. But the only reason why I made the decision to make sure I do not trade it is because of these fucking lows. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Perfect. 1 and 1.5 came up. Boom. They bullshitted here, pretending it was going to sell, and it could have, but it didn't. And then boom, killed them with this. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. Why? Because I'm not involved. Comes to the 2 and 2.5 right here. 2 to 2.5. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. And then obviously, what would that entail? You're obviously taking out the first beginning AM session lower high. You're going to sweep. Look at these guys right here. Take a look very closely at these guys right here. See this guy? Okay. This guy right here. And then right here. See that? See how it was popping up and motherfuckers, it was hard to sell. They were probably pissed off at trying to sell it. This comes up and squeezes them again. It still sells off. Boom. It hunts right for that because people are also moving their stop loss. And when we swept this guy, we left those guys alone. You see those guys right there? Look at those guys right there. They spared their life. But guess what? They did it on purpose. Why? Because they know that this guy is already out. He's out. Right? Like, they're not worried about these people up here. Because guess what? The next agenda is to now come back down to wipe out all this fucking buying that if someone was involved in and I was not. And the narrative and the story is already in place because we got the bearish gap, good size gap too. and it giving you that lower low. Was I involved? Well, the order flow down. Was I involved here? This was beautiful from here to here. I actually did catch this. All right, from here to here, and then and because we looking for sells here, you're gonna get hurt. But even if I took losses with it, it is what it is. But the logic of it retracing back to wipe out liquidity for them to sell again is still there. But look how the delivery got played, which was really nice. Two and a half to 2.5. I mean, where is it? No, excuse me. You can see it right here. The 2 to 2.5 right here. Remember, see this? Remember that? Oh shit. Remember the swing I got highlighted here? 101.5 here. And then possible coming down to the 2 to 2.5. We did that at the London. And then, you don't say. This was already drawn days ago. 3.5 to 4. Wow, you get this big reaction there. Beautiful buy right there. I only want to be involved in those areas, right? So again, why I'm not fucking around with this here, right? So boom, 3.5 to 4. And then you also had we already pushed up to 2 to 2.5. We came back down to 2 to 2.5. We pushed up to 2 to 2.5. If you see this, we push up to 2 to 2.5 there. Then you measure this one right here. See this? So you can do this a number of ways, but this ended up being beautiful as well. Measuring just these energetic candles right here. It's really hard to try to do the swing, but if you take a look at the projection of that, you will see the confluence of beautifulness. Well, we got out here on this trade. Look at pushes up to get the breakout level, right? Because that's switching over lower high, and then you get these lower lows, lower highs. They this little snipe above. It's still underneath the 930, and that's what's present, obviously. And then you obviously can see that. Remember that imbalance that I talked about? Wow. See how we went above it. This is the reason why I was also not playing with them, because I knew that we could consolidate back and forth around this imbalance. So we went above it, below it. We went above it. Pretend. Look at the pretend support there. Then breaks, comes underneath. Yes, outside the lines, but no big deal. The logic is there though. Man, come on. Just fire. And yeah, it's not on the 15-minute chart. I don't want it on the chart. It's on the 1 minute. But that's that big one, that big ass stupid candle here. Because when I'm at 930, I understand that this is also very suspect. That we could very likely use this as a later resistance. But again, I'm in the mode of the 1 and the 2, and I'm be done. Could have caught 3, missed it. Didn't want to be involved. No problem. Nice little number 4 here. I'm not even gonna show it, but again, after this, I don't want to play around. Are you gonna keep buying up and really sucker everybody and actually come back in here? They could have easily done that, but again, more obvious to then come down with the narrative of the break. So we shoot down. Look at the projection. It comes down to 2 to 2.5, plays around, then 3.5 to 4. This 3.5 to 4 is not the same of this 3.5 to 4. We projected that leg up there to come down, and then over here, this one is inside. This 3.5 to 4 is inside that 3.5 to 4. Bro, look how they come right to it, bro. Oh, just beautiful. Anyways, I'm not playing with this controller price shit, but would have been an easy sell here too. So this is when the when news came out, and another proof of just fakery, right? You just happen to build all those higher lows right there, so then you can ram it. Okay, bro. But beautiful 3.5 to 4, dude. Now, what do you think they're doing? They're obviously coming back up to wipe out the sellers of the day, and remember this. In the big scheme of things, this is move 1 from the top. Move 1, move 2 up, okay, and the move 3 down, and then the move 4 up. But this bullshit inside is time distortion and to confuse you. That's all it is. But as present of 930 is considered, move 1 down. I won't even go there. Just move up 1, 2, three. As you see, it's speakering 3, 4. And then boom, there's your 5. Look at that. Oh my God, bro. And guess what? In that beautiful power hour, and they're really killing it at the last at the market on close, not 4:50 time. Look at that. That's not a coincidence. This is just all time. And then coming right back into the 101.5 and slowly getting the breakout level, man. What an amazing, oh man, dude. Wasn't involved in any of that, but the good thing is that I'm here to accomplish specifically 1, 2, or 3 in general speaking, right? So I don't want to be involved and be sitting all day either, right? So I have to be able to manage my mental capital as well, obviously. So, and that's a huge thing, as you know, but the way I do it is with these swings that the sequence of moves that they do at the open, it's like, it's very, very predictable with experience, I guess. And high probability, I should say, when you see that type of movement. So I'm only trying to capitalize and be done, and I'm not trying to be right at the same time on a fickle market. And that's beautiful. I'm not rambling, right? Okay, so beautiful. You could, man, even if you drag this out, bro, it's like you can see it right there. Boom. See that guy right there? What was I gonna say right now? So yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could measure this. I don't need to, but we're probably. Oh, you don't say. So buying this little shift, miniature shift, fake right there, retrace right back into that fucking imbalance right there. Nice support. It's already going, and springed up, beautiful there. And what's it called? Very fickle on the bond market and the yields, so not really very helpful there. But you trade your chart, right? I mean, that's kind of, in my opinion, more important than anything else, obviously. And dollar is not really being helpful, just still coming down, which, you think we would push up, but it's relative in the range of where we are. So wasn't really too involved with this, but you could see Nas had a lower low here. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I could have bought, because it was too next to that low, and then we had higher lows with S&P and Dow, and that was why the push up was nice. But for me, 2 reasons. One, I already got 1 and 2, and it already screwed me up on number 1, so I was already distasteful, right? And I left it alone. But hey, all fucking good, baby. Pimp shit over here. So, and then again, dangling that, said they might do that double top, and again, it doesn't mean that we can't go up still. I'm just playing it by day. But the gap was the tip for today, as it being more of a looking for a sell day, right? Just because I took the buy initially doesn't mean I'm bullish. Okay, I'm being very specific about coming into here, and look on the 15-minute, very clear, very big eyesore in that bear candle. You can see that we just broke right through, and when I wanted to be involved here and sell, I was like, dude, come on, man. And sometimes they'd be playing with me. I'm like, man, you're right, dude. Why, you should have just rolled it down. But I was like, no, I'm not fucking with them. But when we're here, I'm saying, okay, well, it's easy for them to come up and snatch that. If this candle 9:30 specifically, it would have to have came down, closed, get another wick up. It'd have to see some type of flow down. No, you're getting this. And just so you know, I'm expecting this. I'm not expecting it to the candles to be up and down like order flow here. I'm not expecting that at all. Why? Remember, I just told you we just cleaned up this breakout level. So that was also the tip for me to be in the sequence correctly. Hope that makes sense for you. Other than that, and then another reason why I would have liked to have held that sell on the top was, and or continue to find sells, was because I did see, like Nvidia, for example, slithering down. They were already making these bullshit ass candles. You see that, right? It's just like this, just like when they were slithering down here, just like this. This is a little better example. Slithering down here, see that? Here, over here, look over here, over here. See this? See the big ass wick, but it's just a little miniature body, and all these wicks, and then it's kind of slithering down. That's exactly what we were doing here, and we reached down. Where did we reach? Oh, a breakout level. Guess what? Before I was about to forget saying this. You see those highs right there? Remember when we busted through? Okay, well when we came back here, we did wipe out some liquidity, but we also created liquidity, right? And then people made decisions on buying based off of those two highs as a break. So guess what? When we're selling, we're targeting, yes, the liquidity here, but look at these levels. Look at the level right here. Yes, it went below it more, but hey, you still could have sold it from here to here. And I told myself that, hey, sell to that breakout level. But this is me being cool, okay? Because at that time, I'm not really looking to hold anything in this manner for here. Yes, most likely it will happen in the PM session. Do I trade the PM session? No. So if that's the case, I have to play it this way. And it's safe. And it's cool. No big deal. Again, yes, you could have been a part of any of this. Yes, right. But I'm out. I'm done fucking with them. So, okay, just fire, buddy. And then tomorrow. So, and then I said about the weekly candle. Remember, we gapped up and we already hit. I was talking about possible in the previous videos, I think, lower highs on the weekly candle. So this one, it popped up. We already kind of wiped out the guys up there instantly when it just gapped up there. And then the weekly candle, most likely Monday is the high of the week, I was saying. Is Monday or the high or the low of the week, right? Well, we busted through. We know it's not the low, right? So another tip to the hand tip. But I expect this candle to not, instead of it not being now a bullish candle and being a lower high, and I would have liked that. More present time, I would say that it would probably just kind of come down, squeeze this candle of buyers, which is obviously fucking right here. You got the 101.5 right there. So is it possible that we reach down and dip into the 2.5 with this previous wick gap, a previous gap? So this is a very high likely target if it keeps just rolling down quickly or not. But again, we are getting into a equilibrium of a low, high, the low. It's becoming again central here as well. Obviously, it did look like it could have cracked, and sure enough, when they gap down, that's the crack. I mean, it's like if you fucking fake trend line, and you see that, right? So yeah, it's just super fire, and we're here now. So it's a bearish day. We don't have any bodies right there between here and here. You see that? You see the bodies and the gaps right there? No bodies there. So tomorrow is Thursday. Does tomorrow now, because the ideas will change. Yes, I made the video here on fucking the 11th, talking about coming up and then coming back down. We have now done that. We have went up here and we have now came back down somewhere here, I think, right? So now the idea you have to add new understandings or possibilities. And what do you think from here? Okay, well, that still could play out what I drew, but let's see real quick. What do we think? Well, I mean, honestly, if it just does this is really the only thing I can see as far as the present time and being bearish. There's that or there's this, and then maybe this day, Thursday closes like this, and then Friday continues down. Maybe they have a body here. Who knows? If not, and Asia London wants to make this shallow, then I would say come down here, and then we get lower. That's that. If we're bullish, which I really don't think we are, and I don't really see us going above here. I mean, again, we're bearish, right? So, but it would have to just take off. I mean, it would literally just have to take off and really be, maybe Thursdays like this, and then Friday continues. I don't care either. I just, again, know the options, know the understanding, and probabilities are even getting more kind of slimmer, I would say, because this is also still an awkward fucking area. But maybe they make this a very strange weekly candle where it's just body up there only and then wick. That's if we do push back up. I don't, I expect to see this kind of like a stronger weekly. So again, I would like to just see, us do this, to be honest with you. I would like to just see us do this and then create the wick of the week. So now when this, if it's like a straight body here or something, and then we pull back for the wick of the week, and that would be maybe on let's just say Friday. Who knows, right? And then we did that, right? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I don't think I need to say anything else. And you guys take care. God bless.